day, and you're just being positive for this new week. All right, so let's get to hear from our ladies this morning. Good morning, Susan. How are you today? How's your weekend? See, you're looking sharp, proud this morning. Good morning, Susan. You're welcome to Highlands.
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Highlands family. Good morning, Ibinabo. I'm doing good. I'm just feeling good. I had a cool weekend. Over the weekend, I granted an interview because this week on the 24th is World Polio Day. So ahead of that, I granted an interview, um, sharing my journey in the last 44 years of surviving polio. I wasn't born with polio, but I acquired it along the line. And, I got gifts and some other things. So I just felt really good over the weekend. And that's how I'm feeling this morning.
Great. And it's written all over you. All right, let's get to hear from Ibinabo. Good morning, Ibinabo. How's the weekend? And how are you feeling for this new week?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Susan. Good morning to all our valued listeners. It's great to be here. My weekend was beautiful. I had various events to attend, and it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
There are things here and there that are not very palatable, but what do? You have to use the good one to cleanse the bad one so that you just don't get thrown away by some stories.
And
Thank you.
so, honestly, I totally agree with you on that. Like, there's some stories you see, some news you hear, and some things you get to read, and you just say, you know what? Let me just protect my joy because all of these things is not worth it. All right, so that's the voice of Ibinabo, and if you are on social media, you can join us on YouTube. Go ahead and watch us live. That's where I get to. That's where I've seen that Susan looks sharper this morning. Her hair is all looking good. Even her voice is also looking good this morning. I mean, this week looks good for us. So, our faces are there on YouTube. Please do well to go to WFM 917. Get to follow us, watch us, and drop your comments. We'll definitely love to hear from you and share the links also. Okay, we get to would love to hear from you from that end. All right, so yes, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, 13 minutes after 9 on this side of the radio. So let's go ahead and start up with the first conversation that's trending all through. I think from Saturday or Friday evening, I think Friday to Saturday, we started seeing the issues going on with Regina Daniel and her husband, Senator Ned Nwoko. It wasn't a good one to see, because I mean, right from the start, when she got married to Senator Ned, there was a lot of controversy because she is a very young girl, very young girl. I'm not sure she was up to 20 when she got married to him. I'm not sure of the age, but I know she was very young. So now we're beginning to see, or the latest video we saw from before today. I think we've had times where she has come up to say write up some cryptic message, and at some point we even thought she left the man. I think they later got back together. There were just some issues that were going on, but this particular one, we saw a video of her being stopped, or rather I would like say she was just shouting that she's tired of the violence, she couldn't continue anymore. It was just a lot for us to see. So a lot of reactions actually came through that. There were some people who came out to say, well, what did you expect from a man that's way older than you? And coincidentally, I saw a video of a lady, she's in the media, who came out to say that for her, when it comes to marriage, age is quite an issue for her, because if the man is way older than the lady, then for her in her head, it's bringing some sort of control issues, to her. So, could that be the issue here? We don't know. And then, a lot of people came out to say, well, it's better to cry in a Bentley than to, cry in 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 a keke or on a bike, So talking about the financial status of the man that probably pushed that, that maybe made them made the decision for her to marry. A lot of people started saying that, oh, outside Ned Nwoko, what is she? And I mean, just a few days ago, we saw how she was, taking out money and giving out to some of her colleagues to attend her birthday or something. She was splashing money around, and all of that. And she has never been quiet about the extravagant lifestyle that she's living through the man. So she has never been quiet about it. So with all of this coming out, some people were saying, well, now you enter. When you they chop the money, they do this one. Now you know. But then again, something that caught my attention is when Senator Ned Nwoko came out to say, oh, Regina Daniels is on drugs. She's this. She needs to get back to rehab and all of that. And that actually, brought back the issue of Annie Dibia. Because at some point, we also heard that with all of the things that were going on, with Annie Dibia and Two Face that time, we heard that, she's on drugs. So, and then I think that's like the third lady. Before Annie Dibia, there was somebody else again who came out to say she's facing violence and all of that. And then we later heard that, oh no, she's on drugs. So, is that how we want to? Could that be true, or maybe that's just a way to turn the whole narrative, and make her, the bad person in it, and meanwhile, maybe she's actually facing all of these things. Who knows? But is that what we want to now turn it into? Probably to gaslight these ladies, because at the end of the day, when you say, oh, she has drug issues, she needs to get back to rehab, and then probably you would now use that to say you want to take her kids from her, all of that. So it was just a lot, and these were just different areas I was thinking about. It's unfortunate that what is happening to her, but you know how did we get to the point of, oh, she's on drugs, she's on this, yeah, we're battling it and all of that? Meanwhile, are we even listening to her when she's saying that she's facing violence? Could this be true? And just feel, in fact, I think probably the next day after all of that happened, the man went to an event with one of his wives, I think the fourth wife or third wife. He went to an event with her. So at the end of the day, he's just saying that, you know what, go and deal with your issues, go and sort out your issues. Me, it's just me. I'm just facing my life and I'm going. So all those things you're saying, it doesn't even count at all. So I will just bring in Susan. Let's start with you on this issue. What's your take on all of the drama that has unfolded all through the weekend up to this very point where we are? Because we're still seeing some revelations coming out and all of that.
For me, first, I want to state clearly I'm an advocate, for any form of violence. I don't support it in any form or shape. And so October is even Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And having to read, I have read so much. There has been so much, coming out of that conversation. And even before now, there was a time when the blogs had it that, she was facing abuse and all of that. And they came out to refute it. For me, I have my reservations about this particular conversation because the distinguished senator is a lawyer by profession and a lawmaker in the 10th Assembly. So at least he should have a better understanding of whatever the law says around violence and what have you. We know that there's a place for money, there's a place for influence and all of that, which is what we see play out most times in Nigeria. And the fact that he is 40 years older than this young girl. I was also privy of the information that came out when, he was getting married to her and everything. But for me, my stand at the time was, she's an adult. The fact that she was 18, I believe she was an adult and could make her decisions whether to marry him or not. The fact that people say, who is Regina? Everybody knew Regina even before she got married to the senator. If you talk about the flamboyant lifestyle, I will agree. It's not as if we didn't know her We knew her because this girl was, or this lady now, who has been a child actress. So we saw her grow in our faces. And she was doing well in her career for her level at the time. So it was not as if we didn't know her, we knew her. And her marriage to the senator, now even brought more visibility to his person, because prior to that, I didn't even know about him. I didn't hear about him. Now, I like the fact that there's this issue, and this is something we have seen over time. When women cry out, especially those who are, influential or at the top, the next thing you hear is they are into drugs, because no court will release their children to them based off of the fact that you hear that they are drug addicts. Did this issue of drug come in before or after this wedding? Now, this is 6 years later into this relationship that has brought in two beautiful boys for the both of them. Even if she was into drugs, as someone who you loved enough to pick her up, just this morning, I went to watch his interview, where he was saying he was under pressure to marry from his community because most of his wives were not from his place. And so she is like the icing on the cake coming from his place. He said he had so much pressure from the traditional rulers and everything, which is fine. If you loved her enough and maybe she was into drugs before getting married to you or after, what are the steps you have taken to help her? Because when I read his statement yesterday, I was taken aback. 50 steps back. For an elder statesman, a lawyer, and what have you, this is a woman you claim to love, to have gone to marry her. And marriage, the way I understand it, says for better or worse. Does that give the right for that lady to be abused? Let's say she took substance allegedly, because none of us is sure. This is what we are seeing. Allegedly, if she takes substance and gets high and gets to do those things, is the best thing to throw her under the bus. If the case was reversed, will she come out, will Regina Daniel come out to do same to the distinguished senator? Women will always be the ones who are thrown under the bus. Women will always be the ones that would hear they did this, even when they know that. But we have also seen videos emanate where they were sitting side by side and she was taking some of these things, allegedly. So how come it is coming to bear now? Why is, for me, whether you cry in Bentley, you cry in Keke Napep, abuse is abuse. That is who I am. And I do not support any form of abuse. Even if they had an altercation, was it proper to send in people, allegedly, to handle your wife? This is your wife. This is not your girlfriend. This is not your side chick. We are talking of your better half. We are talking of your better half. Was it proper to send in people to hit her? Was it proper, from the narrative we read, that she was slapped and her head was slammed? I mean, come off it. It's not proper. No matter what happens, I do not also support drug abuse, so that it doesn't seem as if it's one-sided. No. If it is confirmed, no, you don't need to. But have we even taken time to find out what led her to that? Why has she gone into that with all of the wealth, with all of the comforts? You understand? So there are so many missing links for me in that particular conversation. You don't need to throw her under the bus to look right, because this is your wife. This is your wife. You shouldn't be abusing her for any reason, if it is true that she was actually abused. But I do not think, initially people were even saying it was a skit. People had to watch and watch and watch, and What even dropped that conversation was because we now read from him yesterday coming out, which means it wasn't a skit, it wasn't something, and this was not the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could hear her clearly saying, in his house, she is a nobody. It is wrong for people to be in relationships where they are not valued, where they don't see themselves as partners, where they see themselves as less. If you married her because you think she's less or she's a nobody, which I strongly disagree, because I knew her even before the marriage. It's just that now there's so much money, there's so much flamboyance and all of that. But is that enough to abuse her? Is that enough to handle things the way it has come? And I've also read where someone who is alleged to be his brother is saying it's a family matter and it needs to be addressed internally. These are some of the issues. We keep, covering so many things, and at the end of the day, there's no hiding place for smoke. It will still come out no matter what. If this issue is not critically addressed from the roots, there will be a recurrence. I rest my case.
All right, thank you very much, Susan, for pointing out all of these issues. I like the fact that you said this drug thing that is talking about is was it before the marriage or after the marriage? And if this has been going on, and like Susan also said, we have seen some, pictures or videos where yeah, she was probably taking some of these things close to you. So how come it's now, a very major issue when she's out talking about violence, when she's out talking about how much she can't take it anymore, and all of that. This is 27 minutes after 9, right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Do want to be a part of the program by dialing 07000 You can also go ahead and dial the number 09155 We'd love to hear from you through WhatsApp messages, text messages on 07031756537 or 08155917917. Those are the numbers to get in touch with us right here on Highlands on Women Radio WFM 91.7. All right, we're almost at the half mark of the show. So Ibinabo, let's start to hear from you before we're definitely going to break, but when we come back, we'll continue with you. But let's start to hear, your thoughts on this issue.
Okay, thank you. I am so, if I say I'm surprised, I'm not really surprised, but I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because this kind of a thing, it's not as if it is new in the world. It's not as if people don't marry, I mean, ladies way younger than them and all of that. But you see, what is creating this disappointment in me is the fact that it was confirmed that it was the resident nurse who exposed the drug abuse allegation against Mrs. Regina Daniels Nwoko. So what I don't understand is, was she the one who posted the video? If she was, then what effrontery? What gave her the right to do that? Even honorable or senator, lawyer, barrister Ned Nwoko did not even feel bad that the video of his household was made public in such an embarrassing manner. It is not, I mean, if it was in other climes where people take high offices, with a lot of seriousness, this is bad for his image. As a lawmaker, he knows what the Constitution says. By right, he should know what the Constitution says. And he should, as a lawyer, know the implications of what has just happened. So him coming out to tell us about her drug struggle and everything has not solved anything. Because if she was your daughter, we have so many people who have been in high offices, who are living well, who have the financial wherewithal to take care of their children, who have gone above the board over drug abuse. We don't get to hear the stories. They do everything to cover it up because it will be a stain on the family. It will be an embarrassment on that person himself or herself. So they know how to manage the situation. I don't understand why Senator Ned Nwoko found it very difficult to manage. I'm not saying I believe his story, but assuming it is a fact that Regina Daniels was actually abusing drugs, was it
Hmm.
to handle it? Bringing her to the public to embarrass her and embarrass yourself and embarrass your entire household, all those workers and everybody. Because the truth of the matter is, if you connive with somebody to embarrass somebody, some other persons will connive to embarrass you. What goes wrong comes around. It is a shame. It is an embarrassment, and for me, it is a nightmare because by the time Regina Daniels will sit back and watch the video all over again, if she was truly abusing drugs, then she has just gotten because she will now need more drugs to calm down. But I
All
don't
right,
think
let's pause you there for a bit. We'll be back to hear the rest of your thoughts on this. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. It's 29 minutes to 10. And of course, this is the program Highlands.
Women Radio 91.7, breaking the culture of silence.
Something big is coming with Better Play. Get ready to turn 500 naira into a 200,000 naira daily jackpot. Yes, you heard me right. 200,000 naira every single day. The more tickets you grab, the higher your chances of winning. Stay tuned because this is the game changer you've been waiting for. Coming to you on Women Radio 91.7 FM. Are you ready to play and win big?
See, everybody with im own wahala o. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, cause only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that! My peak breakfast, with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with a peak breakfast. Have you had your peak? Reach for your peak.
My people, something big don't land and na money rain dey fall. Better play, better chance. 200k fit enter your hand if you try your luck oh. Better play, better chance.
Now 3 times every day them they call winners for radio. Yes now, with just 500 naira you fit win up to 200,000 naira every single day. Just join the Better Play lottery now and listen for your name for radio 10 a.m, 2 p.m and 6 p.m.
Better play, no dull yourself. Go get your ticket sharp. Buy am for www.betterplay.ng or just dial *347*154#. You wan boost your chance? Buy reach 20 tickets if you wan win.
Follow us for Facebook at Better Play and Instagram at Better Play NG to get correct updates. Now your turn to chop this money oh.
Better play, better chance. You fit be the next lucky banger. Only people wey don reach 18 years fit play. Play responsibly.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Pick 4, 5, 6 has DHA. It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Jama'a, wani abu babba ya sauka kuma ana zubar da kuɗi kamar ruwa.
Hakika, da naira 500 kawai zaka iya cin nasarar har naira 200,000 a rana. Shiga Better Play yanzu kuma saurari sunanka kai tsaye a rediyo da karfe 10 na safe, karfe 2 na rana da karfe 6 na yamma.
Sai tikitinka a www.betterplay.ng ko danna *347*154#. Kana son karin dama? Zaka iya sayan tikiti har 20.
Ka biyo mu a Facebook at Better Play da Instagram at betterplay.ng don sabbin bayani. Lokacinka ne ka ci wannan kuɗin. Better Play na buɗe ne kawai ga masu shekaru 18 da sama. Yi wasa cikin hankali.
ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ
ariwo
gbà
wo
mí
nìyẹn.
o.
bàbá ṣèyí mà ló ń dán ìyàwó ẹ̀ ó ti di bárakú.
ìwà ipá nìyẹn kẹ kí là ń ṣe nípa ẹ̀ ẹ fẹjọ́ sùn.
a ti sọ ṣùgbọ́n kò gbọ́ a ti jáwọ́ ń bẹ̀.
a ò lè jáwọ́ o ẹ jẹ́ ká fi tó àwọn agbófinró tàbí baálẹ̀ létí a ní láti dáàbò bo ìyá ṣèyí àti gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ipò báyìí a ní láti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ a ní láti dáàbò bo àwọn ọmọ wa obìnrin ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò wa obìnrin àti àwọn ìyá wa kí a tako ìwà ipá àti àìdọ́gba láàrin takọtabo.
ó ti yá báwo ni mo ṣe lè dá sí i.
ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Women Radio WFM 91.7 lòdì sí ìwà ipá àti àìdọ́gba láàrin takọtabo ohun tí ò dáa kò dáa lápapọ̀ àtúnṣe dájú ẹ bá wa pàdé ní ìkànnì 91.7 FM Women Radio ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun Tuesday ní aago 5 fún àkànṣe ètò ohun tí kò dáa kò dáa ohùn rẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì ẹ jẹ́ ká dáàbò bo agbègbè wa.
The big question.
Corruption is, in fact, is increasing more. We never had that snake and whether python and swallow money.
Why?
Everything has increased.
Conversational, controversial, and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 12:05 p.m. only on Women Radio.
Keep it locked, keep it loud. Turn your radios up. Whoa.
WFM 91.7.
We go live.
All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is still the program Her Lens right here on your Women Radio. So yes, of course, we are still talking about the Regina's issue and her husband Ned Nwoko, and we're trying to see if, maybe we could pull out lessons from it, because at the end of the day, there's violence involved, and there's the issue of turning back to say, oh, she's on drugs, that's why she's misbehaving. It's not the first time, blah, blah, blah. She needs to go back to rehab, and all of that. So what can we take out of this? And how can our young girls learn? How can we become better people? All right, that's what we're trying to look at from this story. All right, Ibinabo, back to you.
Okay. Honestly, I think they are both conflicted. Because when in every relationship, let's even not look at the age for now. In every relationship, even for those whose ages are very close, there will always be issues.
Yeah.
The relationship will be fraught with a lot of issues. It does not mean that you have to come to the public to make a show of it. Let alone you, a matured man, a man who is almost the same age with Nigeria, to allow issues affecting your home to be made public, and then everybody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about what you have done in your constituency, what you have, we're talking about how, you have brought yourself to the public to be judged. It doesn't speak well. It is embarrassing. And the truth of the matter is, people are saying it, and I quite agree, because I wasn't really into, did I even know much about Prince Ned Nwoko? Not really. Maybe his people from the East would know, from Delta State would know. But he wasn't such a popular person that everybody would be talking about him. But after he married Regina Daniels, it came to me. It started happening on the lips of everybody.
I agree with that.
And I believe that was one of the reasons why he was able to get voted into that house as a senator. Because her influence was part of the propellers for him to win that election. So even with the influence of Regina Daniels, as those who are fans would want to support her husband for her sake, he still had issues. He was dragged to the court to defend his election and all of that. Do you understand? So for a man like that, even if your wife was abusing drugs, what were the damages? What were the costs of the damage? I'm not saying that every kobo is not important, but I'm saying that you could have overlooked the cost to protect your home. This was a woman you would take pictures with. There were some things they did together that I said, wow, this man is feeling all young all over again. He's behaving like a young husband and everything. And this could be refreshing to your person, to your own life, Gongo self, to your heart. So if she is actually dealing drugs. What happened? You married her as a 20-year-old. She was yet a child actress when you married her. When you married her, you have not been able to drown her personality. That is one thing I appreciate about Regina Daniels. There are so many of other people that once they are married to these big people, nobody gets to, their names, their second names, surname will just disappear. They now begin to ride on the wings of the husband's surname. But we still call her Regina Daniels. So that's how influential she has become. So she's an added value, as far as me I'm concerned, in his life. So if such a person who has brought value to your life, irrespective of whatever amount of money you have that you are showering on her, if she has problems, you should take care of it. Involve her mother, involve her loved ones, those ones she listens to. Because from the story said she refused to go for rehabilitation. Then what did you do? Who videoed this incident? Because that thing happened in his house.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't on the street of Lagos or the street of Asaba.
And he came out to say he was not even around when it happened. But anyway, let's just.
Who leaked that video? Whoever leaked that video, if you are not involved, Prince Ned Nwoko, then be sure that one day your own video they will leak your own video to embarrass you too. Because sometimes when we think that something happened and this is going to be part of what we are going to use against the other person, don't worry. Whoever did that to that person will come and do it to you one day. So let's just stop all of this shame and blame game. And I don't know how or what damage control they're going to bring to this, but it is not looking good at all. The mother of Regina Daniel is here to say anything. And in the video, I heard somebody said, you are even bringing out a gun. Who brought out a gun probably was one of Ned Nwoko's
team.
Yes, which is dangerous. You are within the house, nobody has pulled a gun to your head, and you are bringing out a gun. That speaks volumes for those who understand. That means that there's a lot of violence going on in the house. Because violence must get to a stage where you know that you have to defend yourself, and in defending yourself, you must bring out a gun. Why was a gun brought out? That is a question. Because I heard somebody say, Oga, why are you bringing out a gun? So you see, we need Prince Ned Nwoko to go and put his house together. He's not a he's not a 30-year-old husband.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his mid-60s. So he's a man with a lot of experience, with a lot of intelligence, and a lot of money. So he has what it takes to put his house together. He has what it takes to protect his family from the public space. That is my disappointment. Because both parties are leveling accusation against each other. So I'm not standing for either of them. But what I'm saying is this, because I can't say what I've not verified. But what I'm saying, Senator Ned Nwoko, you are a mature man. You are a man, you are a lawmaker. You are a man of means. So you have what it takes to protect your family, to shield your family from public scrutiny. And then you allowed it. I don't understand. What are you trying to do? There have been conspiracy theories flying all over the place. Like Rose, you said there was a story of some other Two-Face who eventually happened to Femi Fani-Kayode's wife. It was in the public. It was in this when she came out to complain about abuse. He countered her allegation by saying she was abusing drugs. So is it a trend that all these women, they abuse drugs and their husbands will begin to abuse them? They are abusing drugs, the husbands are abusing them, and then they will now bring their stories to the public. It is not a good sequence at all. It is embarrassing. It doesn't speak well, more so for a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If it were for some other climes, your political career,